I'm back. Hey, so are you. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. Welcome to CD080911, the Baby Bell Orchid Pendant. This is going to be another flower implosion, a new design inspired by a friend of mine who I work with. It's going to have a dark blue edge around the petals with a white in the middle. I'm going to put a couple of little black dots and create kind of a tiger stripe effect down the white of the petal. And I'm going to back the whole thing with, this is black ivory, which is actually onyx mixed with silver. And I pulled some of it out there. You can see it fumes this really cool blue with a black back, and it's awesome for backing pendants. There's a real nice fuming effect when you use that on the back of pendants. I'm going to go ahead and fire up the torch and get things ready, and I will see you on the other side of the title. Alright, we begin by gathering enough glass to fill a 3/4 inch marble mold on the end of a 8mm clear rod. That's going to be our starting mass. The actual pendant will be slightly larger than that, somewhere between 3/4 and an inch. Not huge, but decent size. And then we're going to melt this all, get it nice and glowing, and then Maria it out and begin to draw our design. This pendant is for a friend of mine. Her name's Courtney. We were in the same training class when I first began working at the bank, and she was a big fan of my glass from day one. I've sold several different pendants to several of the women at the bank. Courtney graduated from college with a degree in graphic arts, so she wasn't really super pleased about working at the bank. I kind of encouraged her to follow her dreams and do what she wanted to do in life. And she did, and now she's leaving us and moving to Indianapolis to work for some publishing company out there doing graphic arts. So congratulations, Courtney. We'll miss you, but I'm glad you followed your dream. And I hope you like the pendant. Alright, I'm going to Maria it out a little bit more. I wanted to get it as flat as possible so that the edge of the petals are close to the edge of the pendant. And then we're going to be drawing two what I call cursive brackets. One large one, one small one on opposite sides of the Maria. If you look down on your computer keyboard, next to the backspace key is the plus equals key, and then right below that are the bracket keys, the left and right bracket, the square bracket, and then if you hit shift you'll get to the cursive bracket. That's what the two lines are going to look like that will create the two major petals of the orchid. And then once we get those imploded a couple of times, we'll add some parentheses around the sides and then implode it all in. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. Alright, here's what it looks like. I've got the blue laid down. Not exactly what I was going for, but it'll work. You kind of see that the larger bracket and then the smaller bracket on the other side. Trying to keep it as centered as possible. Now I'm going to draw on the inside edge of the blue on both brackets with white, and this will be the part that implodes, while this blue will stay out as the outer edge of the flower petal. Once I get the white laid down, we'll start imploding it and Marieing it out and start working it in. Once it's started moving in, we'll add the parentheses around to cover the gaps between the two brackets. And we'll put the little orange dots in and the black dots for the tiger stripes and for the pestils of the flower. Alright, I've got about 5 or 6 good implosions in here. Fairly on center. The fan is starting to spread out. I'm slowly adding a little bit more glass from the rod with each implosion, which will help spread the orchid out. At the point now where I'm going to go ahead and put the black tiger stripe dots and the orange dots for the pestils in here. I also wanted to thank Courtney for the role she played in me writing my book. For some of you old school YouTubers that have been watching my videos for a while, you may have noticed there's a considerable less amount of actual hypnosis in these videos. I did find a new outlet for my hypnosis. There'll still be things popping in these glass videos from time to time, just because I naturally talk this way now. And I will be doing some theme pieces from time to time. Might go back and revisit some old designs. Also, for you old schoolers, I have found a camper. The interior of it is being steam cleaned for me right now. So the goal of taking my glass on the road is now within reach. And I do have plans to go on the road next spring. So I'll be spending this winter building up my inventory. So you'll be seeing a lot more of these glass videos. Alright, let me get back to making this. Alright, we've done several implosions now. We're getting some good curl on the edge of the flower. This is a long and tedious process. It takes about a half an hour to do the implosion. The orchid, you need to really do a lot of small implosions, keeping it as thin, the Maria as thin as possible. You want to get a lot of imploding towards the middle before you start to do the depth. You really want those to fan out, and that takes a while to do. but it's worth it, because I'm doing this for a friend of mine. And Courtney actually, she was the first person I bounced the name of the book off of, and she loved it right away. So Maria's getting thicker and thicker, smaller and smaller in diameter. I got a nice fan, the two main. It's hard to tell how well those black stripes are doing in there in the pestle, but we're going to go ahead and start doing the big implosion, making the vertical. I got it nice and fanned now, so we're going to bring it all together and start to shape it into the pendant shape. Got to be very careful not to leave an air pocket in there. The colored glass will drop slower than the clear glass because of the difference in specific gravities, because of the impurities in the glass. So several large implosions. I always like to heat up after I do the Maria. If I'm getting a little divot in the middle there, I just put Alright, we've applied the back, shaped it out. There's what it looks like. Now I'm going to add the hook to it, stick it in the kiln and cook it. The Baby Bell Orchid Pendant, CD080911. I love the date. It's a great pattern interrupt. See you next time.